collect is circumstantial evidence. Documentary, it's given by the expert, right? So, if someone is accused of A ra B ma B is accused of a crime, and scene like relate C has seen B pushing A into the river. Okay, but B claims that he was not present in that crime scene because he was ill and was hospitalized. Okay, so what does court require? Was he really ill or not? That is required. So that is provided by the hospital or by the doctor. Report of ill health. Okay, the oral documents are also required, like death certificate is required. Some maybe sometimes a dead body, a dead person is accused of crime. Okay, so death certificate is required, vaccination is required, birth certificate. Your medical certificates are which can be used as an evidence. All right, which can be required by the court as an evidence. These are required. Okay, medical legal reports, my injury reports answer. There is a case of physical abuse and is brought in the emergency. ER ma lyako chha, as a medical examiner, you have to write down the details about the injury. Now, why do you need to write about the injury? So that you can write down the cause of the injury or causative agent of the injury. Kasto type of force थियो भनेर लेख्नु पर्यो, थाहा पाउनु पर्यो. त्यसको लागि you have to write down the type, location, depth of the injury. Injury report मा हुने यही चीजहरु हो. All right, and similarly, you have to write down the manner or the medical legal aspect of injury. Was it accidental injury? Was it suicidal injury? Or was it an homicidal injury? Now, you might not be clear right now because you have not studied injury. When you study injury, you'll be more clear about it. How to write down the report, what are the how do you write down the manner of injury or the classification of injury? So injury report. Postmortem report is again another type of very important medical legal report. Report of sexual offenses, like in examination of rape, that is very important. Examination of other sexual assaults like sodomy, incest, other sexual offenses, which you'll be again more clear in sexual offenses. Okay, pregnancy ko pani medical legal report banaunu parna sakcha, criminal abortion ko pani banaunu parne sakcha. Now see, so these all are documentary evidences. Aba timeharle यसमा नबुझेको dying declaration and deposition, which I'll explain in next slide. And miscellaneous भनेको from the books itself. Textbook can be also taken as an documentary evidence. All right, I hope you are clear now. Okay, oral evidence. Oral evidence भने के हो त? When all statement which court अघि तिमीहरुको जुन evidence को definition छ त्यही नै हो, हैन? All statement which the court permits or which are required to be made before it by a witness in relation to the matter of fact under inquiry. So don't forget this word, that witness gives the evidence which court permits, and it should be related with the fact, and it should be what the court has inquired. आफूले जानेको भन्ने होइन कि कोर्टले जे सोधेको छ त्यो मात्र भन्ने, त्यो भन्दा बढी भन्न मिल्दैन. All right, so this is known as oral evidence. Facts भनेको it should be related with the case itself. More important than which one is more important, oral evidence or documentary evidence? Very important question. All right, so that this can be asked in viva too. तिमीहरुलाई सोध्न सक्छ कुन important छ, oral evidence important छ कि documentary evidence important छ भन्दाखेरि it's always the oral evidence. All right, but there are some cases where documentary evidences become more important. All right, we'll talk about that as well. Now, Timali, next question that arises in your mind, why oral evidence? I know oral evidence importance of tarakina on that kiri. We can do cross-examination during the examination of the witness. Okay, now cross-examinations, it is a part of examination. We'll again study in detail about all the examination, and there are various examination. As a witness, you attend the court. Now you have to give some examination. Okay, there's examination known as examination in chief. Next one is cross-examination. Next one, another is re-examination and examination by judge. Okay, so first one is a examination in chief or direct examination one. Next is cross-examination. I know your colleague also examination. Again, I'll talk about that, but I'll just want you to be clear that cross-examination is the examination. The questions are put in such a way that the answer is either yes or no. Okay, त्यो भन्दा बढी विटनेसले केही भन्नु पर्दैन. Okay, एक्जामिनेसन इन चिफमा के भएको थियो त ल भन, आफूले के देखेको छ भन भनेर सोध्न सक्छ हैन, एन्ड यु एक्सप्लेन वाट एभर यु हेभ सीन. क्रस एक्जामिनेसनमा ओन्ली द आन्सर इज यस अर नो हैन. एज अ एक्सपर्ट विटनेस तिमीलाई के सोध्न सक्छ, यु हेभ एक्जामिन द इन्जुरी. ओके, नाउ डु यु थिंक दिस वेपन वाज युज्ड in the body or not? Timla weapon euta dekhaera, do you think this weapon was used or not? You can either say yes or no. Okay, so you cannot go further. So you say leading questions भन्छौँ है. क्रस एक्जामिनेसनमा अरु केही सोध्दै नसोध्ने हैन कि leading questions भनेको चाहिँ यो क्रस एक्जामिनेसनमा गर्ने क्वेसनलाई yes or no answer आउनेलाई चाहिँ हामी leading question भन्छौँ. This can be done only in cross examination. Okay, so oral evidence मा चाहिँ we can do cross examination definitely if a common witness who was there in crime is attending the court. The examination can be done by the lawyer who has called him as well as the opposite lawyer. दुबै जनाले गर्न मिल्छ. But this documentary evidence ma we cannot cross examine. Okay, since it is just a document, we cannot cross examine. Okay, therefore oral evidence is always given priority, but there are some exceptions like dying declaration, expert opinion evidence in lower court. As a doctor, you have gone there, you have given expert opinion in lower court. Now you don't have to go again in higher court until and unless you are required. Especially चाहिएर नै अरु केही evidence दिनलाई बोलायो भने you can go, but not required. Okay, document जुन provide गरेछ that is more than enough. Reports from scientific experts like fingerprint expert ले दिएको reports हरु not required. I mean, this is more important. Okay, and public records and hospital records, these are given more priority than oral evidences. Otherwise, oral evidence is always important than documentary evidence. Now, तिमीहरुको एकदम biggest question, what is dying declaration? नामले नै भन्छ हैन, person who is declaring about something, who's about to die is dying declaration. All right, which is also known as मृत्युकालीन घोषणा in our Nepali language. मृत्युकालीन घोषणा पनि भनिन्छ. So written or oral statement of a person who's dying as a result from some unlawful act relating to the material fact of cause of his death or bearing on the circumstances. If that dying person has stated about his death, his or her death, and whatever he's saying should be related with his death, or any circumstances regarding his death. That can be a very strong evidence, and this is known as documentary evidence. Sorry, dying declaration, which is under documentary evidence. All right, and doctors should certify that person is in his conscious state and all the mental faculties are normal. If an insane is giving insane one or a mentally retarded person is giving any kind of evidence, that is regarded as void or is not acceptable as dying declaration. Okay, so when is a person who's dying qualified or qualified to give dying declaration? When all his mental faculties are well and is in the conscious state of mind. Okay, and you call certify garcha the doctor who is attending that person is should certify that he was under conscious state and normal mental faculties, and this is known as compos mentis. You हामीले particular term use garcham, compos mentis. This is the person was in conscious state and was mental faculties were normal. Here no leading questions or no oath is required. Our examination ma oath is a very important part, but again, a dying person ko lagi, the thought is that a dying person does not lie भन्ने sense ma we do not take oath or we do not give leading questions. अघि हामीले भने जस्तै yes or no यो हो कि हैन भनेर सोध्ने हैन कि whatever he states that should be written down. The dying deposition monument, it's similar to dying declaration. Only difference is that maybe his condition is a little bit better than the other person. So your condition might say, person may die, may not die, but he is in critical stage. Okay, so still some documentary evidences are collected, but in this condition, person gives evidence under oath, under oath, recorded by magistrate in presence of accused. Somewhat court scene is there in the hospital. Okay, both accused is there, defense lawyer is there, prosecutor lawyer is there, and magistrate is there, and cross-examination can be done. So this is known as dying deposition. Okay, and even cross-examination, leading question can be allowed. Am I clear, Tilia?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, confusion sign. Okay, let's end it here. I don't think we can complete legal procedures. Aba baki ko timirle ke padnu paryo? Legal procedures haru ke huncha? What are the steps of legal procedures? Please go through that, and we'll be able to finish that in next class. Okay, so maybe I'll see you on next Wednesday. I hope Dasai won't start by then. के छ? तिमीहरुको holiday start हुन्छ कि के छ?
No, ma'am. Dasai will be the week after.
A week after, okay. This way, next Wednesday we'll be completing this legal procedures. All right. So please go through the books. I want you to participate. All right. Thank you and have a good day.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hazur.
यो डाइङ डिक्लेरेसनमा अघि हामी भन्यौं नि त्यो कम्पोस्टमेन्ट भनेको पेशेन्ट हुनुपर्छ, डाक्टर बोलाएर चेक गर्नुपर्छ। यदि मान्छे मर्न लागेछ अनि त्यति बेला के
हैन के भन्छ रे?
डाक्टर बोलाउनु
के भन्छ रे?
त्यो जुन मान्छे चाहिँ कुनै मान्छेले गोली लाग्यो हैन, अनि त्यसपछि उसको हामी डाइङ डिक्लेरेसन अब कसले हान्यो भने त्यो भन्छ नि त मैले चिनेको मान्छेले हानेछ भनेर। अनि
होइन, त्यो
त्यति बेला के हामीले
corroborative
त्यो
evidence
कम्पोस्टमेन्टी
हुन्छ।
डक्टरबाट एभिडेन्स लिनुपर्छ कि भने
I know,
prove
without
गर्नुपर्छ?
compos mentis, that is not, that won't be valid. Without compos mentis, that won't be valid.
त्यति
Okay.
बेला त मान्छे मरिहाल्छ नि म्याम।
Morialso, that is very much true, but again, corroborative evidence भनेर लिन सक्छौं हामीले त्यसलाई, we can investigate on that, but it cannot be stated as dying declaration. Dying declaration when the criterias are not fulfilled, then it cannot be stated as dying declaration. Okay.
Okay, thank you ma'am.
त्यसमा investigation चाहिँ हुन सक्छ. Okay.
Okay ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
अरु केही छ? All right.
सुसाइडल नोटको केसमा के हुन्छ म्याम?
के को केसमा रे?
सुसाइडल केसहरुमा नोट्स
Suicide note is very important. Suicide note is included in this documentary evidence. It's very, very important. It's given, I think I missed out that suicide note is also under documentary evidence. And it's very important. All right. So I think I've answered your questions. Okay, questions. के बुझेन? ब्रेक भयो बा, बुझिन मैले क्वेशन। को थियो अघि क्वेशन गर्ने? कसैले बुझ्यो क्वेशन? Okay, you can text me. I'll answer you then. मैले not question सुनेको, no question बुझे. All right.